Hi, sweeties. How are you doing? Welcome to Naya Sim, and thank you all so much for all the love and support. Hope you all are doing great. So, I was able to get some informations and tweets concerning DJ Vlad's back and forth with a black woman, a black professor, actually. Let's just say black professor, right? So it happened that the whole thing. DJ Vlad was actually calling for the woman to be sacked, right? And what happened? The woman, DJ Vlad, actually wanted to talk about Kendrick Lamar and Drake's days and all that. She told him that this is black, you know, issue that he shouldn't kind of stay clear, right? And he was mad, like, why would you talk to me, a black woman? And probably went, clicked on the picture, a black woman, and he went to check out and found out that she's a professor in Princeton University. And he said, I am gonna, like, he was even tagging the school and said, I am gonna get you, like, lay you out, like, get you fired. And he said, I am going to come to your school on Monday. I'm going to the school on Monday to report. And then, to everybody's greatest surprise, to find out that the woman he was talking to is a big fish. Not just only that, the uncle also is a bigger fish, right? So at some point, he already knew that he messed up and said he was not going to go to the school anymore to report. But you know what? Hot gist. Let's get into it.
In Fuck Around and Find Out news, known vulture culture and affectionately nicknamed by the black community as the Feds, DJ Vlad is trending on Twitter. Why, you may ask? Because just like any other white person who centers themselves in black spaces is weaponizing his whiteness. So after a black woman who basically told him what the black community has been telling him for a very long time, and that's to stay out of black people's business, he decides to tag her employer, Princeton University, because he feels that she's trying to tell him as a white person that he shouldn't have an opinion on hip hop. So some way, somehow, this interaction that this black woman is having with him on Twitter could possibly be the same interaction she's having with her students. So come Monday morning, he vows to contact the university. So this complaint that he has of her can go on her permanent record, which will affect her from getting another job with another university. Now that's some Karen behavior. That's why I'm not a fan of inviting every white person to the cookout or allowing white people to center themselves in black spaces. Because the moment they get mad at you, they're going to show you who they really are and that they don't really care for black people. They value our money, but they don't value us. And this black woman that he's going after, Morgan Jerkins, is producer extraordinaire Rodney Jerkins' niece. And in case you don't know who Rodney Darkchild Jerkins is, he's produced plethora of songs by plethora of artists. And one of my faves was by Tony Braxton. Darkchild. And this is how you know he's so comfortable being in the position that he is within the black community. Because all he saw was a black woman that called him out, that he didn't even take the time out to notice that her last name was Jerkins. All he saw was that she worked for Princeton. She said it herself, how many Jerkins do you know? So maybe DJ Vlad should start sticking to a topic that he does know, like Ukraine.
DJ Vlad's response to a black woman telling him to stay out of black people's business is such a poetic example of a leopard never changes his spots. And the fact that y'all need to stop inviting everybody to the cookout. Because no matter how much they're immersed in black culture, no matter how much they benefit from being immersed in black culture, they're always going to factory reset to their default setting. Because this is very much Karen behavior. I don't like what a black woman said to critique what I said, so I'm going to threaten her livelihood. So while you benefit from black culture, you want to take food out of the mouths of black people whose culture it actually is? Which, by the way, her critique was actually quite relevant and poignant, given the fact that the beat on Not Like Us was purposely done and so well executed to center black culture in California, Compton specifically. So you telling us how you felt about the beat really is not meaningful, because we understand the history of hip hop and why he made the choice to use the beat that he used. So again, this is a black folk affair. Why are you here? But until y'all stop allowing white folks to center themselves in conversations about black people, we will continue to see this, because that's all he ever does.
So if you've been tuned into the Kendrick Lamar and Drake beef, you've probably come across this other story that's taking place, and that is surrounding Vlad TV, DJ Vlad. DJ Vlad is finally being canceled by the black community. Now, will the black entertainment industry, will hip-hop cancel him? That's yet remain to be seen. But the rest of us, yeah, we done with DJ Vlad. Truth be told, most black people like me, we never saw it for DJ Vlad. We never saw it for DJ Khaled. I never saw it for Fat Joe. Yeah, all of these people are guests in our space. They make money off of our culture. They aren't a part of our culture. Anywho, the situation with DJ Vlad. DJ Vlad, let me show you who DJ Vlad is. This is DJ Vlad, a whole ass white man. He has been a guest in our culture for years. And a lot of us didn't welcome him into our culture. Black entertainers welcomed him into our culture. But just as expected, this white man who is a guest in black culture has gotten too comfortable. He's a guest in our space. He makes money off of our culture, and he's currently using white supremacist tactics against a black woman. Just like other entitled white people, he had an opinion about what is going on between the Kendrick and Drake beef. And a black woman basically told him, you're a guest in our space. Your opinion really isn't needed in this situation. And he got mad. And the white supremacist tactic that he is using, he's attempting to get her job involved in the hopes of her getting fired. He's currently fighting for his life over there on Twitter. But this is how it all started. DJ Vlad tweeted this: Kendrick's Not Like Us needed a better mix. It takes away from the song. See, if you are a black person and you know black culture, specifically black hip-hop culture, when it comes down to a rap battle, to a rap beef, we ain't trying to mix perfect melodies. We ain't trying to mix music perfectly. It's all about the lyrics. And so Morgan retweeted his tweet saying, you are white. This is a black folk affair. And DJ Vlad clicked on her profile photo and saw that she was a black woman, and he thought, here's an easy target, because there were hundreds of people responding to him, telling him that he is the colonizer that Kendrick is talking about. He is a perfect example of that. He didn't respond to none of those people. He responded to the black woman. To the black woman that he wants to bring down a peg or two. To the black woman that he thought had something to lose. So he was going to humble her. He responds and says, wait, so professor, and he tags at Princeton, she was a professor at Princeton, is telling me that a white person shouldn't be allowed to voice their opinion about hip-hop? Is that how you interact with your students? Morgan responds and says, what I'm saying is that you put your opinion in a discussion that is not needed. This conversation is and should be centered around black people, not you. DJ Vlad responds and says, don't try to change your words now. I'll be reaching out to at Princeton about this on Monday. Morgan responds and says, semester's over and my contract has been completed. But thanks for trying to bully me out of a job for centering black people because you got your feelings hurt. Very retaliatory, huh? Nice tactic. So even though DJ Vlad has had a seat at the table in black culture, he has not learned a thing. He resorts to his white supremacist tactic, trying to exert his supremacy over a black woman that's trying to educate him. There's more. DJ Vlad responds and says it's called a permanent record. Every university has one. I went to Berkeley myself. So now, in my opinion, that permanent record, he wants her to not ever be able to get employment, right? And then he wants to exert or make it known that he went to an Ivy League institution and I'm better than you. But moving on. People spew ignorant and bigoted comments at you publicly and then act like they're getting bullied when they get a response. Typical victim mentality. Who calls black people victims? For standing up for themselves and their culture. There was nothing of a victim mentality displayed in her interaction with him. She explained to him why his opinion was not needed. And then she went on further to explain what his actions are doing. Morgan responds, sweetheart, before I was a professor at Princeton, I graduated from Princeton. So what is you really saying? DJ Vlad responds, see, he didn't know she went to Princeton and she graduated from Princeton, but he threw his Berkeley title out there. DJ Vlad responds, good luck being a professor at Princeton. Again, I doubt the university supports their faculty telling non-black students to shut the fuck up about anything hip-hop related because of their skin color. Now, did she tell him shut the fuck up? Or did she tell him his opinion is not needed? This is a black space. Black people are talking. Let's center black people in this conversation. Morgan responds, which is not even what I said. I find it funny that you specifically chose to respond to me, belittle my academic background, and threaten my job when others responded to you in a much harsher way. Very interesting and very telling. It's very interesting. But in my opinion, it's just him showing who I always known him to be, who I always felt him to be. He's just proving it. Here's the gem in this situation. This white man, DJ Vlad, who has made a career on doing interviews with black entertainers, he doesn't know who he's messing with. Hold tight. This is famous executive producer Rodney Darkchild Jerkins. He is black entertainment royalty, black hip-hop royalty. Rodney Darkchild Jerkins. The woman that DJ Vlad threatened to try to have her job taken away from her, her name is Morgan Jerkins. Is it ringing a bell? Is it connecting? Here's more. This white man picked up on it real quick and responded to one of her tweets saying, Morgan, are you related to Rodney Jerkins, Darkchild? I'm culturally competent to know who he is in this culture. Vlad might not know. Vlad, you know who Rodney Jerkins is? Do your research. Morgan responded, he's my uncle. Now, I did see in doing my research that Rodney Darkchild did do an interview with Vlad way back in the day. And I also noticed once this gem of information was put into the tweet threads, there were no more responses from DJ Vlad. Kick him out of our culture because he is not of the culture. He's not a colleague. He's a colonizer.
So this culture vulture got in his feelings and decided to come for a black woman's job. Let's read it together, shall we? Please pause and read, because I ain't got all day. Pause and read, because again, I don't have all day. And here is the moment he decided to weaponize his white privilege the second he got his feelings hurt. So let me get this straight. For all my people saying, wait a minute, am I the only one that feels like she was wrong and he's absolutely correct? She did not call him a racial slur. This man, along with his buddies, are notorious for giving their unsolicited opinions. She did the same thing. And he took it to the extent of weaponizing his white privilege to try and come for her job. And then, when he got the backlash, he decided to try and gaslight us by saying he had no intentions of filing a complaint, which is a complete and utter lie, being that you can see he tagged the school multiple times. He got in his feelings because a black woman reminded him that he is a guest in our culture. And the second he got his feelings hurt, he went full-blown Karen. And the reason he feels like he can do that and face zero consequences is because it's gonna be black people just like y'all shucking and jiving and opening the door for individuals like him to get too goddamn comfortable. Anywho, my new single, Tread Lightly, will be dropping May 18th. Y'all, click the link in my bio. Make sure you are following me on IG, and then click the link in that bio and make sure you pre-save my single before it drops completely free. I see y'all over there. I love y'all so much. Gang!
In other news, Vladislav here, or as he's known, DJ Vlad, opened up his Ukrainian flytrap mouth and tweeted with his well-worn fingers, putting his East European nose into black business as he normally does, and decided to insert his Euro trash opinion on the Drake and Kendrick Lamar beef, stating his unneeded and unwanted opinion that he believes Drake is winning this rap beef. He could be speaking about the issues in his home country, but instead has inserted himself into black business as he always does. But I don't put all the blame on him, though, because why are black people who have criminal charges willingly coming to him and discussing it? He's basically a public confession booth, and he's been doing this for years after failing to be a DJ because he knew he wasn't going to make it. So why he still calls himself DJ when he's not DJing shit, I don't know. Anyway, when Professor Morgan Jerkins here, a black Princeton professor, responded to his opinion saying that he should stay out of black business, Vlad got so upset at being told not to do something he always does, proved what we've all been saying, that he is an op and a fed, and threatened to report to Princeton to get her fired because he can't get her indicted. Again, failed DJ Vlad here has been inserting himself in black business for years, acting as some kind of priest as he listens to black confessionals, is now acting as he always has, a Eurotrash Ukrainian white man. But maybe because Vlad is getting such negative pushback on him saying this, black people will stop coming and doing a minstrel show for him on camera. Because honestly, what exactly is the point of black people coming to him and confessing their crimes publicly? If you must snitch on yourself, do it privately at the police station. That's always an option. All right, gotta go.
Before I talk about this man, a lot of y'all may know him. His name is DJ Vlad, and he has his own sit-down podcast. Is also I think it's on what do you call it, YouTube or whatever. But before I say that, to the people in the black community, I'm going to tell you guys this right now. Stop giving our secrets and stop giving our main ingredients away. This is to the commentator who turned around and was telling the difference between hoodoo and voodoo. Okay, stop doing that. All right, because now a lot of them start coming and want to find out, they're interested in who's voodoo and who's hoodoo and all that stuff. That's nothing for them to know. Like, if your grandmother gave you a family secret, you're going to turn around and give your secret sauce? No. That is kept for generation for you to give down to your lineage. All right? Because when they have certain lineage, they don't want you to know their lineage or how their lineage got to have that lineage, if you know what I'm talking about. So stop coming on the content and talking about your culture and certain type of things, especially with things that ancestors never revealed to other people. They hand it down to their lineage, if you know what I'm talking about. Sharing your other personal stuff is fine, but not when it comes to spiritual stuff. Because sometimes loose ships sink ships. Okay? Loose lips sink ships. All right? Stop doing that. Anything with our spiritual ritual or whatever, keep it to yourself. Now, moreover, this man has been profiting off of the black community. But I got to blame a lot of black people because he did not put a gun to your head to tell you to pretty much succumb. You guys got enticing that the fact that he can turn around and make you famous, or you entice about the money. A lot of times he invites people of color, and it's not people that actually did something legitimate in their past. They did something illegal and they end up going to jail for it. Okay? Either they was a street vendor, a rapper, if they were doing something illegal, or they shot somebody, or they was incarcerated for something, whether it was falsely executed or whatever the situation is, he will bring them to the show. He will invite them to the show and pay. Bootsy's always on that show. I don't care how much they pay you. Bootsy, you doing so many things. You have businesses. Why every single time? And the thing is, he's not even asking you about your business or asking what you're doing productively. He wants to know about other people's business. Okay? And to me, he's an informer. He is the feds. I don't care what anybody says. When Tasha K said it, he got mad and talked about he's going to sue her and everything. But she showed publication of something that he did when somebody else got in trouble. Okay? Journalism is one thing. TMZ is the same thing too. Because just last week, they were showing the documentary of P. Diddy. Okay? Because they're trying to put him in jail similar to R. Kelly. All right? But it's so funny that Weinstein, he's going to be out because they want to overturn his charges. Okay? And they only charge him for misconduct for women. They didn't even tell him about misconduct of other people that he have done, even children, allegedly. You see, they protect their own. So we need to protect our own too. Stay focused, stay woke. Y'all need to, but the thing that pissed me off with him is, there was an incident that happened where he wanted to bring the battle between Kendrick Lamar and Drake. And to me, that's not your thing. It's a black thing. All right? Rappers have been doing battles all the time. Like, for example, Kendrick Lamar, he wasn't, pretty much, what was the last recent album that he did? So he thought coming out and having a diss track, or he probably had a personal thing with Drake. Who knows? It's because Drake comes from a community on his mother's side. So you think that it's put upon that you're going to turn around and say something about Kendrick Lamar, who is a rapper, who have received a high achievement award in rap and thing. And so what? We all know that Drake is like an imposter like Elvis Presley. Okay? So what? We know he don't write his rhymes. He just know how to finesse it. Okay? He could be using AI. We don't care. The bottom line is these are two black men, all right? And they were battling with each other. Get out the business. When he was on the Breakfast Club, well, we know Charlamagne, he's a sellout. And Envy, he just doing right now because he's on America's Most Wanted list. And then, you got Jessica the Hilarious because she's not hilarious. But at the end of the day, you got the Three Stooges sitting around. So at the time, he was at the Breakfast Club, boasting and bragging that how he had Chief Keef and had him convicted. When all the time when Chief Keef was telling on his book and things that was going on. So this is how they were making a case. And another person I can't stand really, DJ Academics. You know, for a Jamaican, he is really Americanized. He's Jamaican, yes, and he give Jamaican a real bad name because with the Young Thug murder, with the Young Thug charges, the RICO charges they have against him, they wanted to bring DJ Academics with his videos showing tape by step what the situation with Lil Wayne when they allegedly said that Young Thug and his group set up for Lil Wayne to get his bus shot up. And apparently Young Thug, what's his name? Lil Wayne was not going to attend to court. So they wanted to use DJ Academics, who's a streaming platformer. All he does is sit on his behind and just criticize people's songs and this and all kind of stuff and makes money off of bashing other people, which is people of our own. But moving on, right along. The worst thing about it is when you bring someone like this to our backyard. I keep on telling y'all, they don't, let me tell you something. I have lived around the environment of people like them, and they don't want you there. It so happened that, you know, I come from a family, they believe in working hard, and they don't care what other people say. If they're going to pay for it, they're going to pay for it. If they're going to educate, they're going to educate. That's how they are. Okay? It's not to be boasting or thinking that they hire anybody. That's how they are, because in Jamaica, West Indies, that's how they stand. Okay? They believe in status. But moving right along, when you in their environment, the first thing they ask you, who sent you here? How you got here? They want to know the who, the what, the how, and that. And remind you the same way how they got here. And they came here like immigrants, just like how my family came from immigrants. But they don't want to see us move up. Okay? But y'all, so when you reach up there, it's like y'all don't know how to act. Okay? Be mindful of where you came from. And not every time you must bring them to your backyard. Certain people you don't bring to your backyard. And I keep on telling y'all that. So anyway, Mr. Vlad decided to get upset on this black woman because she came out and said that he needs to mind his business and stay out of black folks' business. And I've been saying the same thing too. So he want to search to find where she worked, and he wants to fire her. Want her fired. You know, being all demanding and everything, want her fired. How you gonna fire somebody when somebody gave their honest opinion? No, actually gave a valid statement for you to mind your business and leave us alone. Stop profiting off of us. And that's real talk. I know he's going to come on this app and put community guideline and say this is harassment and bullying. But come on, how many times you keep on seeing on him? And then Bootsy and the rest of them, they keep on coming there and talking foolishness and talking about other people. Now, my thing is like this. Bootsy, you shouldn't even talk because you yourself have some pending charges. Okay? Then he brings Charles White. Okay? Charles White is on everybody's podcast, but he be coming and bringing him. Because Charles White have experience because he been in jail before. Okay? And he sometimes act like an angry black man. And sometimes he be telling stuff that's truthful. But let's be real. But the only time I see him talk to people of his own is the mob, okay? And the mob was under United States contract, okay, division, just like the Ku Klux Klan. And they always be protected. And guess what? All the things that the mob do, they end up getting arrested for tax evasion or some RICO something. But everything else is underneath the burden because guess what? America was making a profit off of them. Okay? The only thing is they don't like to pay taxes. But at the end of the day, those are the type of people that he brings. But most of us, he keeps on bringing us to the table. Some of y'all need to leave his table alone and make your own damn table and keep it moving. And that's for real. And leave that black woman alone. And don't try to take food out of her plate because somebody finally told you to shut up.
Let me clear the air and state that I never had any intention of filing a complaint to Princeton for former Professor Morgan Jerkins, saying that white people aren't allowed to comment on Kendrick Lamar's music. She trolled me and I trolled back. At the end of the day, it created an interesting discussion about race relations in America. I will be discussing it further in my future interview. And we will not be watching. what's interesting is he spent the entire day yesterday listening to people pack him up, those in the culture, those with larger platforms than him. And now all of a sudden, because people are getting him out of here.
So this is all I got from this. And man, I really don't know how to, but like the reality is that black people are too lenient. Like they are so quick to give people, you know, really they are so quick to give people platform, and that is really something that is costing black people a whole lot of things. Like it is really dealing with us. The fact that everybody is always invited. What if this woman is just every other, maybe someone like me, probably do not have maybe connection or something. So this is how he's going to take away food from the woman's mouth, right? But I am so happy. You have no idea. When the whole stitches was going on, I was like, I love it. She's a professor from that same school, and she graduated from same school, Princeton, and also a professor in same school. So she did not say anything wrong, actually. But the man felt like, yeah, you are a black woman, so I am going to show you that you shouldn't talk to me. Why is it that they are always very angry when we talk about, like when we tell them some certain things, you are probably encroaching in our space and all that, or this is just black thing. Why not let them be? Why not, like, you know, do not disturb black people, do not speak, you know, and things like this. And she actually said it politely. The truth is that sometimes they think that they are actually black, because those people that have been with black people for so long, like proximity to blackness, you know, it makes them feel like they are also part of it when they are not. If you all know DJ Vlad, this young man has eaten so much from black people, a lot. And now when he found out that he wasn't doing with every other person, that he is doing with a high VIP. And then he turned back to say that, I didn't mean to say that like on Monday that I was going to go to the school or something. We just, we trolled each other, we went back and forth and all of that. I love it. I love it. Now, sincerely speaking, we really need to tighten our space. I've been saying this a whole lot. I don't want it to look like, you know, I am screaming so much or some certain things. Like, we really need to tighten our space. No more inviting every other person to the table, because it looks like this table that black people have been inviting them, the opportunity, the platform black people have been giving them, they do not value it. You all can see, what's this man's name? Michael Rappaport. There are so many of them. Michael Rappaport is also on this table, that Jewish man that will never shut his mouth. He grew up black people's platform. DJ Vlad, also from black people's platform, so many of them. And the truth is that it doesn't end well. In the end, you will still hear stories. I mean, them always looking for a way to, like, be rude or do some horrible things to black people. So we can do better. No more cookouts for them. We are patronizing them so much that sometimes they feel like, you know, I have known so many black people. I have so many black friends, because this is how we start. I have so many black friends. I live in black community. My best friend is black. I do business with black people. And then what do black people get? Insults. He thought this young lady was just like, you know, an easy fish. He found out that, man, this is a huge fish, not even a big fish, a very huge fish. I love stories like this. We all can do better. See you all in my next video. Bye for now.